you think about it, World War II has had a lot of different air quote secrets happen within the game. It's something that a lot of the stuff we didn't necessarily get immediately like we have had in past years. One example that can come to my mind is the V2 rocket, that 25 kill streak. That's something that a lot of the times that would be discovered in the first couple of hours of the game being live, or even earlier for those people that ended up getting the copy of the game. That was something though that we didn't have any real idea how to get it up until we ended up seeing that you had to prestige every single division to end up unlocking it permanently as a streak in the background. And so therefore stuff like that prolonged the interest and extended the lifespan of what people were really kind of hoping for in trying to hunt for these specific things. One other thing that comes to my mind that we actually ended up getting a little bit about today was the end game for social score. As you guys probably know, there are two different ranking systems, or I guess three if you want to put it that way, with your actual division rank too. But you have your soldier rank firstly, in which that is something you can go up to 10th prestige, level 55, then enter master prestige and go all the way up to level 1000. You have your division ranks, in which you can end up getting some cool stuff like specific weapons, specific weapon variants, different outfits and all that kind of stuff. And then the third and final one, which is a brand new introduction because of the headquarters and the social space within World War II, is your social rank, which takes significantly longer than what you would imagine compared to, say, just ranking up in levels compared to the other stuff. Now, probably about a month back or so, maybe a month and a week, somewhere in that time frame, we ended up getting the files of the PC version of World War II mined to the point where we ended up getting the specific social score ranks and the rewards mined to us and given out so that we could all see them, what we could end up trying to eventually go for. And the only thing that was not clearly laid out at that point was the final one, that being the end game for social score, that being getting to level 20 and then hitting 100,000 more XP to what would be theoretically that level 21, but it caps you there, so still level 20. That was at the time detailed as hub_classified. So it wasn't unknown at that point, but we later found out that was what verification was, and even my good friend Prestigious Key ended up grinding out social score to get to the point where he was the first one to show us what a little preview of this would be, where you end up having the emote and everything like that, the weapon or the supply drop that you get for that next rank. It ended up showcasing that next level thing that really was kind of a disappointment. For grinding out all that XP, all that time into social score, it was something that was just your rank icon, but it didn't really say in what capacity would happen. But like how we said the V2 rocket was something that was a little bit prolonged, this social score rank was prolonged almost 2 months, but today we ended up getting our first look at what actually happens when you hit max rank in social score. Now, my other good friend Tasty is the one that ended up getting this max rank, and what we're gonna be taking a look at is all courtesy of him, so make sure you go check him out, go show him some love. He's a fantastic creator, awesome dude. That said, he's been grinding out World War II, he's been grinding out his soldier rank. He's already mastered prestige level 340 something at the time of recording this, but he also is the first person to hit max rank within World War II's social score. Well, he hit that cap and he found out exactly what verification actually is within World War II, and let's just say that what you're seeing in the background is probably very underwhelming to what a lot of you guys had hoped for. And if you can't pick out what it is immediately, well, you're probably not the only one. If you take a look at this a little bit closely though, all you can see is that the verification is a slight little triangular ribbon above your name in the lobby preview, and then as well within headquarters. So whenever you go and you can see everybody else's character and you can see what weapon they have, you can see their ranks and everything before you launch into the game. And then when you're walking around in headquarters, you can see their name above their character model. This is where you'll end up seeing that. All that it simply is this little triangle above your name in which it has, once again, ribbon-like features, and that's it. Level 21, 250,000 social score, which though you probably won't have it break down as such, is the equivalent of 10,000 commendations within World War II. To me, I think that this is quite underwhelming. I'm a little bit upset that this is all that we have with this. And the first theory had proposed as to how this would work out, in which you end up having that rank on your actual calling card or something like that, in which it's prominently displayed across everywhere essentially, or I guess just more so prominently compared to what we actually have now. That's actually not the case. I think I'd probably have that instead, even though that's still very minor and insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Personally, I'd love to see still a check mark or something next to your name, in-game, in the menu, in the lobbies, in the scoreboards, everywhere, so that it's kind of essentially, though, while not necessarily anything too major, it's still something that shows, hey, I did this grind, instead of something that if you look at somebody, you're probably just gonna miss at first glance. Now, Tasty being the only one in the world, at least that we know of at the moment, that has this unlocked, has not really been able to find anything outside of here, so potentially, maybe, who knows, there is some other bonus that comes along with this that may be discovered, but for the time being, having looked at this for a day on his end, there's not been anything other than this really, which is once again kind of unfortunate that it's this much time and effort put into ranking up something that you could totally spend your time ranking up your soldier and actually ranking up in that multiplayer system. While you spend all that time doing it, you don't get all that much of a return. And while once again this is pretty disappointing at its core, I think, maybe you guys think differently, and if so, that's totally cool, there's nothing wrong with it, it's all subjective I think at this point. But while of course this might be disappointing to many people, I also think that there might be a slim sliver of hope in which maybe something ends up being added on in addition, maybe something is buffed or amended to this in which you end up getting rewarded more for reaching this, because right now I just don't see it worth the grind for 250,000 social score. I personally was trying to do this a little bit here, but at a more leisurely pace, but now I kind of don't even want to do it. But the thing that I think that maybe puts this into perspective is that this is still something that is very quick in the terms of how fast he unlocked this in the grand scheme of things. When you take a look at basically how you can end up unlocking social score, you have 25 social score rewarded for a various number of few things, that being, say, watching supply drops, opening supply drops, contracts, orders, commending people, things like that. It just takes a ton of time. You have to put in so much, and with that number being so minuscule, chances are the regular people, the regular folk within World War II won't get this up until maybe, say, June, July, maybe even longer in terms of the lifespan of the game. And that's something that actively, not necessarily trying to get it, but actively playing the game on a regular basis, that you do these things intermittently. Unless you end up dedicating a ton of your time per day to trying to do this, or going AFK and doing some sort of glitches to allow yourself to get those commendations while you're not even close to your PS4 or Xbox One or PC, it would take tremendous amounts of time. So this maybe sliver of hope comes in the fact that maybe Sledgehammer just was not expecting somebody to get this as quick as Tasty did. It's no surprise that we have seen buffs to major rewards and things like camos in the past. I mean, Dark Matter and Black Sky in more recent years are the ones that were buffed in tremendous amounts and quantities to their design overall, because people ended up getting them quickly and then didn't necessarily like exactly what became of that camo. They didn't like the look of it, and while the situation is slightly different in the sense that what we're kind of proposing is that Sledgehammer wasn't ready to implement the full thing at this point in time, and those scenarios are more so just community feedback, I think the relative idea that these sorts of rewards can be buffed is the thing I'm trying to get at, and the thing that I'm kind of hopeful for. And when I think about it a little bit further even, I think that when we take a look at what that preview is when you hit level 20 going into that rank up all the way to the max cap of another 100,000 social score being needed, the preview is just the rank icon, so it doesn't match up with the exact reward that you end up getting out of this, so maybe once again this is still potentially a placeholder item in which we will have something on a larger scale, granted, as time progresses, maybe with an upcoming patch or something like that. And this is just unfortunate that we have this preview image essentially of what happens, or I guess maybe at the grand scheme of things, this is all we get. I'm kind of once again leaning towards the more hopeful side that something is going to be done with this, because this is a ton of time spent grinding for this if you go for this actively, and for a lot of people I can almost assume that you guys will be saying that it's not exactly worth it. So I'm hopeful that once again we see some sort of change out of here, but I have absolutely no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't have any information to give any insight one way or the other, but having seen all the grind that Tasty has gone through, how much Prestige has gone through, my two friends here in the community that have been going for this tremendously, dedicating a ton of their time and effort into this, it's upsetting to see that this might be the only thing that it is. So that said, that is verification at its core right now in the game within World War II. So hopefully this helps you guys out if you guys were looking to go for verification, that max rank in social score. Hopefully this helped you out and let you guys know if you think it is worth it, if it's not worth it, do you like the reward, do you hate the reward, whatever it may be though, hopefully this helped you out and determine what you can see out of this. But that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. Truly, let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is is totally worth it? Do you think it is absolutely not worth it? Do you think there's going to be a buff coming to this, or do you think this is exactly what verification is, and that's all we're going to be getting? Whatever your thoughts may be, let me know down there in the comment section down below. We'll start a little discussion here with this one. But that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And if you guys did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you go check out Tasty. He is an awesome creator, total grinder, great person as well. So his content, I'll leave his links down there in the description below, so you can go check him out. Huge thank you to him for the screenshots that we showed in the video. But that said, if you guys also want to subscribe to the channel here, we just hit 100,000 subscribers, so truly thank you so much for all the support over the years. Cannot thank you guys enough. And also, if you guys want to stay up to date with anything regarding Call of Duty World War II, best tips, tricks, news, class setups, information, leaks, all that good stuff, we got you covered here up on the channel. And finally, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, that's the best place to get connected with me outside of YouTube, but practically live on Twitter. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, link is down there in the description below. But all that said, out of the way, hope you guys had a fantastic day. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.